After finishing the fuselage, I began laying out the stabilizer and the rudder and even part of the wing here. I'm not done with laying out the wing yet, but those pieces are all glued, the stabilizer and the rudder, and so those are drying. And while they're drying, I'm kind of moving further into researching just exactly how the landing gear situation is going to work. And they don't give you a whole lot of instructions about it, but part of it is involves some pre-bent metal that like a spring-loaded hook that goes in the back of the fuselage. This is what it looks like before it goes in, and it actually goes in onto a wood dowel like this, and then the it sits in the fuselage like this, and the rubber band goes over this hook. And apparently, yet to be determined if it's going to work, but apparently, when the rubber band pulls this down, as you're tightening the rubber band, the wheels are retracted, and then as the propeller plays out and the rubber band loosens, then this hook comes straight up, and the line that goes to the landing gear is released and the landing gear drop. So, I mean, that's the theory, but they don't give you a whole lot of information about that. In fact, I could show you just what all we have here. It's fortunate that I have another set of plans. That this is the underside of the plans that I have right now that I'm currently pinned down on my work board. So good thing I have two sets of it, so I can look at the opposite side and read about how this landing gear is supposed to work. And as you can see, the hook that I just explained to you is back here in the back of the fuselage. This is the rubber band. It's attached to the prop. There's a thread. You're supposed to put a thread in here, and to a little box like this that you make out of pieces of scrap, and there's really no pattern for it, but they do give you some dimensions. And then they give you a piece of a wire like this. It's bent in a T that goes inside. It's sandwiched inside of this piece. It's all kind of very complicated and kind of very hazy. And I don't know if I was like a 12-year-old kid trying to build this, I'd get so frustrated I'd probably just pitch it. But I'm determined to get through this and just see how well this can work. I did an experiment with thread, by the way, and thread just isn't strong enough. It snaps so easily. So I've kind of graduated up to kite string. So I'm going to try and run kite string to trigger that. We'll see how that works. So this is as far as I am right now. I have the hook inside the fuselage. It's on a dowel that goes through the fuselage, and it's held there in place. This is not the rubber band I'm going to use, but I've got a rubber band around it, and I'm going to do a little test here and show you what this is going to look like. As the rubber band gets tightened, that hook goes down. Can you see it going down? So that hook goes down, and then as the rubber band loosens, as the propeller pulls the plane forward, and the rubber band loosens, the hook goes back up like this, and the landing gear drops. So yeah, we'll see. I haven't gotten much beyond that, but yeah, I mean, it sounds like in theory it could work. I also went ahead and the plan's called to glue some little they call them eyelets, and so I glued some eyelets in there. I don't know if you can see that. And now way back in the back, at the bottom of this oval, there's a little hole there, and can you see that? That's an eyelet that I put in. I cut a hole in it and cut a piece of tubing that I had, just this clear plastic tubing, small little piece of it, and then I glued a piece of that in place here, so the kite string is going to run through that. So from the hook, through that eyelet, through another eyelet, and then up to this little T-box. So I've made this sandwiched box out of scrap wood and scrap plastic that comes within the kit. And so this is kind of what triggers the it's supposed to hold the landing gear up until it's pulled. So I guess it's like a position kind of like this. And when I'm going to turn it situated so it's pointing the same way as the fuselage here. So as the rubber band loosens and the kite string pulls this, this slides forward and releases another pin that then drops the wheels. Whew. Got that? Yeah. I wonder if I do. We'll see. Damn.